What's going on, guys? It's Chad. We're here back on some more Modern Warfare 3. Oh yeah, there's new weekly challenges as well. Gotta get this, gotta get this. With each passing day, there's things that are getting closer and closer that are like super interesting. I have like a whole list here of things that are coming. New games and other things like that. Also, Ghost of Tsushima is actually going to be coming out on PC soon. I've never actually played the game myself. Yeah, apparently they ended up getting some more information on the upcoming prestige camos. So we know that you need 150,000 XP to unlock the first one. And we know that there's going to be more challenges after the fact. And every new season, we end up getting a new prestige camo challenge. So looking at the prestige things right here, you need 150,000 XP to get the one trick camo. But then we have all of these ones that come in season 4, season 5, season 6. Now, we didn't know what those challenges were until recently. The leaks are suggesting that each and every single one of these on each season is going to be another 150,000. So in order to unlock all of the prestige camos for a single weapon, you got 150 here, 300 here, 450, and then 600,000 right here for the season 6. You have to unlock them in order. You need 600,000 weapon XP in total on a single weapon. That is absolutely disgusting. But I really hope that those camos will actually be good and they get better and better. So we just got those leaks about the new prestige camos. We also ended up getting some leaks slash real basic gameplay, like bare bones gameplay and animation. Apparently for the Kar 98, the classic Kar 98 that everybody knew, problematic weapon or not, it is an absolute classic of a weapon. Obviously it won't be as good as it originally was, I'm gonna assume anyway, but maybe not. People are posting images and animations and stuff like reload animations for the weapon, so definitely seems like it's coming. We got those leaks. We also ended up getting a trailer from Multiverses. They're gonna be adding the Joker in there. Now the thing is, I've heard about the Joker before. I don't know how long they've been sitting on this trailer, or if they, ended up updating it, or just now ended up finishing it, and with all the rebuild and everything that they were doing, a lot of people were thinking that like Multiverses is permanently shut down or something, but they just concluded their beta phase of everything, and now the full thing is coming out. Completely rebuilt from the bottom up. Very similar to the whole X-Defiant situation. Play it, but then they ended up realizing that they had to rebuild it, and that's where we are. So I'm definitely gonna be playing Multiverses once it drops again. I think at the end of this month. They released a trailer for the Joker, and he actually looks really good. Usually a lot of games it's hit or miss whenever you try to have different iterations of the Joker, considering he's such like an iconic character. A lot of people are just like very, very defensive of Joker. Not defensive, I should say, like they're very critical of the Joker. Whereas with Batman, like in terms of looks anyway, it's kind of hard to miss on the way that Batman looks. Obviously people got their own favorite Batman. They got their favorite actors slash voice actors for Joker and all that stuff. I get that. But generally, once Batman is in his suit, they generally have all had a very similar design. At least not as highly varied as the different versions of Joker. In terms of like what we're seeing in film and stuff anyway. People be hyped about the Kar 98 being back in the game and stuff like that. Also, whenever Verdansk is supposed to be coming at some point. Got Joker on Multiverses. Multiverses will be dropping at the end of this month. All the prestige camos are, in terms of like looking at the code anyway, all of them require 150,000 XP, totaling up to over 600,000. Also, there's some new gameplay out there for like a new like scary party game, or at least like horror based anyway. So we had Friday the 13th, we had that Evil Dead game, we had Texas Chainsaw. These are different teams, different developers, stuff like that. But down that alley of DBD slash Friday the 13th type of games, we got Killer Clowns from Outer Space now. Okay, I just got killed by my own hair. They ended up uploading some gameplay from the clown perspective, and then another perspective for the human side. Now, to be fair, I don't know that much about Killer Clowns from Outer Space. I'm not like an 80s kid. I don't know shit about that, but anything that has the premise of like killers versus victims or humans or whatever, I'm down to give it a try. Now watching the gameplay, I mean, I hope that it's good. Texas Chainsaw was definitely a little bit of a disappointment overall, just because it seemed like it was kind of trying to go that route of being like ultra balanced, and it seemed like less of a party game, more of like a competitive hide and seek type of game, and that's not what made Friday the 13th succeed. Friday the 13th was like an actual party game. Like the balance wasn't a big deal. I'm hoping that this game leans more towards the fun side as opposed to like that super competitive side. Like, it's just not a genre that is meant to be competitive in my opinion. And even if you do balance it greatly, like, okay, cool, you're good at like a pseudo party game. Like, what the fuck? It's just such a weird thing to take super seriously. Dude, oh my god. Okay, using VTOL and the turret is not good because it won't allow me to actually move my VTOL to different parts of the map without me having to go into controlling my remote turret. I have to destroy my own turret in order for me to command where I want my VTOL to go, because both of the commands are hold square. I definitely encourage you guys to go and check out the gameplay for Killer Clowns, though. I never even watched the movies or anything, but stylistically seems super cool. Got the 80s fashion, it's got the 80s colors, and everything's basically an acid trip. I wonder how alien brains would react to like all the substances on the planet. Would it even affect them? And if it did, what would happen? Because people talk about, you know, seeing all sorts of crazy, I'm not experienced, I'm just saying. People talk about seeing all sorts of crazy shit, claiming that they're talking to aliens and other beings and other shit like that. I mean, what do the aliens see?
35 deaths and 121 kills. Sheesh.
Finally leveled up this RAM. Have not cared to level the other extra weapons up so far. Still haven't even finished out the BAL. Currently working on the AMR-9, like 95 kills off on that, and then also got 120k. So they'll hit at the same time, basically, which is super, super nice. I just can't see myself by the time we get to season 6. So this is the thing. A lot of people are like, dude, you got to get the one trick for all of them. The thing is, like, that already in itself is kind of insane. But also next to that, there's the season 4 one, the season 5 one, and the season 6 one. I don't even think it's possible to unlock all of these camos. So by the time we see season 6, right? Season 6 will end up dropping how many months from now? I don't even know how to like specify that. I'm gonna assume season 6 is in like September, October. It's just not even possible because I'll still be working on trying to get 600,000 XP for every single weapon when we're gonna be like a month and a half out or so from the brand new Call of Duty. On top of that, there's also going to be the beta periods that will take time away from this. It is actually not possible to do this camo challenge. It's actually impossible. Get 600,000 XP for every single weapon in the game, or even just the default weapons in the game, not possible. I'm still curious though. Didn't they say that there was going to be a reward for people that ended up unlocking the mastery camo for multiplayer and the mastery camo for zombies? They said that there was going to be a reward for people that got both of them. I don't recall getting a reward or anything, so am I missing it? Or were they saying that like, hey, your job's not done, now you have these prestige camos? Is that what they meant? Or where's the reward for unlocking both of them? There's definitely also no reward at the end of the prestige challenges either, so there's just no point in doing all of them. I did the obsidian thing one time years ago. I'm still scarred. Also, Jason Schreier expanded more on the cuts and stuff that I was talking about yesterday involving Xbox, Microsoft, all that, just the gaming industry in general. Xbox still isn't done cutting costs, sent voluntary buyout offers to some ZeniMax staff. Why were Arcane, Austin, and Tango Gameworks closed? Bad timing, perhaps. These are successful studios that released good games, that made money and won awards, still axed. Activision purchase has ramped up scrutiny on Xbox and much more. Here's the latest. You can go and check this out over on his thing on actual Bloomberg, but Charlie Intel tweets, The Verge is reporting that Xbox executives have been debating for months whether or not to put Call of Duty on the Xbox Game Pass because of how much revenue will be lost. Also, discussions happening internally about potentially increasing the Game Pass price. This was like potential stuff that people were talking about initially when they were going through with that whole purchase and all that, but it was just like one of a million different ways that things could have gone, whether the thing went through or not, or how much control would they have over it, how much would they start affecting each other. Microsoft has also had internal debates about whether or not to put the new Call of Duty on Game Pass. Concerns from some that the revenue that Call of Duty typically generates for Activision Blizzard will be undermined by the Game Pass. I'm told that Microsoft has also considered increasing the price of Game Pass Ultimate again. These are only considerations, so a final decision could still mean that we see a future Call of Duty release appear on most versions of Game Pass. It sounds like it's a good idea for it to go onto Game Pass and everything to make it more accessible to more people for cheaper. But also, we understand that they're a business and they don't like revenue loss, obviously, even if it still is a gross amount of revenue in the end anyway. The Game Pass is only a good deal for a certain amount of time. Eventually, the Game Pass price will be so high that you also don't own any of the games that you have. I mean, that's been a thing that people have talked about for a while too with digital versus physical, but this is just another evolution of that whole thing. If everybody started getting on Game Pass and they were losing revenue on that, it would increase the Game Pass price, and then you would also just not own the game. Just have access to a catalog that they own. Yeah, anyway.